Before we get into this one, I want to quickly let everyone know that I'm currently in the process of downloading and converting all of my previous Talking BMX live streams and interviews that I've ever done with anyone to audio form so I can upload them to anchor.fm so that you can find them on any of your favorite podcast hosting websites. That doesn't mean that they're not going to exist on this channel anymore, and I will still do them on this channel. It just means that I will also be uploading an audio only version to there so you can find them anywhere that you might want to for anyone who might want an audio only version. It might be more convenient for them. I will also be doing this for BMX news moving forward, so you'll be able to see BMX news either here or listen to it in audio format after the fact on anchor.fm or any of your favorite podcast hosting websites. It's linked in the description down below, and it will be in all future videos for anyone who might find audio only more convenient for them. So thank you guys, and stay tuned for the news. Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, the first thing that we have to talk about this week comes straight from the title and thumbnail of the video as usual, and it is the Alienation Venus Freecoaster Hub. I uploaded a video on my channel on Tuesday as a first look and overview of this hub, and since there wasn't really anything else to highlight in BMX this week, this is the highlight now. So this is the next iteration of the planetary gearing clutch system inside a Freecoaster hub. First there was the Free Night Planetary, then the BSD Revolution, now the Alienation Venus, and I put up an entire video about it like I said, so I don't want to go super in detail on it, but I do want to show you guys that I did build the wheel last night, and I'm not sure how the green screen is going to affect this, but I figured I would show off the hub. There we go. And there's been a lot of questions about the weight of this hub because people say it looks bigger and all of these other things, and questions of which one is better, and I will answer those in coming videos, so stay tuned on my channel for that. But until then, I just wanted to give a little bit of a highlight showing you guys that this was a thing, and you can go down in the description down below and check out my video that tells everything about it except for the weight, I guess, because I kind of forgot about it. Meant to say forgot about it, but that is the Alienation Venus Freecoaster Hub. Then we can move into some videos from this week, and there were a ton of videos to talk about this week. The first one I want to talk about comes from Cinema, and it's called Double Feature, and it's got Dakota Roche and Nathan Williams in there, and it is 7 minutes 5 seconds of these guys going off 2 songs, and instead of being a split video with a bunch of different clips from each of these guys in a bunch of different places individually, this one appears to be the exact same spots with them riding it at the exact same time and getting different clips on the same spots or same setups, but with their own styles, obviously. So there's a lot of stuff where it's back-to-back clips on the exact same spot, but one is Dakota Roche and the next is Nathan Williams, or vice versa. And in some cases, there were clips that were saved for later at the same spots, and obviously there's some individual stuff there, but it appears for the most part that they were together for filming most of this. And with 2 songs in here, the first song in beginning of the video starts out pretty mellow in comparison to the second song and the end of the video. As soon as that second song hits, things start to get way more burly and way more gnarly and technical and crazy, and that's saying something because even the first half of this video is really good. So definitely check this one out. Nathan Williams and Dakota Roche have been on top of BMX for so long, and it's pretty cool to see this double feature video from them with clips that I'm assuming they were together for either all of it or most of it. Then after that, we got a couple Harrys in the news. We had a Harry Mills Wakely Welcome to Animal video. He's been welcomed to the Animal UK International team. Then we've got one from S&M with Harry Barrett. It's his 2021 video. There's a lot of clips in this one that are crazy. Like, you have to rewind and watch again just to understand. The one that really stood out to me and that I was psyched on was he was doing a hang 5 on a ledge, and then he dropped into an ice pick 180 on the ledge. So hang 5, drop to ice 180, and he did it flawlessly. That one blew my mind. I had to rewind and watch it a couple times. So definitely check either of these out. Then we got another one from S&M. It's another edition of the Whammo Wednesday series, and it's number 5 in that. Then we got a couple videos from Cult. The first one is with Ryoto Miyai, and then there's the next one from Cult called Yami Sentes in America. It's 5 minutes 10 seconds long, and honestly, I wish I would have watched all of these videos beforehand just so I could talk about this one first. This video was awesome. Everything from the filming, editing, and camera work of Vish to Yami's riding itself. What I loved about this is that even though it was that technical jibby style riding for the most part, you still had absolutely no idea what was coming next. The video opened up with one of the longest X-Up double peg grinds I feel like I've ever seen, and he did it on a ledge, and I don't know if I was just hearing things or what, but it kind of sounded like he had metal pegs on for it. Then there's stuff like big gaps and 180 to fakie pegs down a ledge, downstairs to 180 out. Then there's stuff like the second to last clip where he does an ice pick on a bank to sub, then he crank flips as he's hopping to a toothpick and goes in, and there's just so much variety in here, even though it's still in that like same genre of riding. And it made me genuinely enjoy the video with how it was put together, and I definitely think that it's worth the watch and that you will enjoy it, so definitely check this one out. After that, we've got Odyssey to the Nude Bowl with Tom Dugan, Justin Spreet, Preston Oakert, Brock Rayford, Corey Walsh, and then a guest B-roll clip of Travis Hughes in there as well, where these guys take a trip out to, in quotes, in the middle of nowhere to the legendary Nude Bowl. And this one is a fun video that kind of is cool to see a limiting factor in that they're only riding this bowl and seeing these guys riding together. So it's a fun little video that you guys could check out. It's 3.5 minutes long. And then there's a video with some people from the GT team riding another legendary street spot in the Home Avenue Ditch. It's got Chelsea Wolf, Ratty Matty, DeMarcus Paul, and Albert Mercado all riding this spot. So check that one out. It's linked in the description down below, as well as everything else that I've talked about today in the order that I talk about it. After that, we've got another USL BMX bike dice video, this time with Justin Shaw, followed by Mike Varga teaching us how to invert, and a video from Primo called I'll Be Seeing You. This is actually the only longer video this week at 17.5 minutes long, and there's some names in here that you'll probably recognize. Yami Sintez, who we've already talked about, Reed Stark, Connor Keating, Andy Garcia, Stephen August, and Michael Fleck da Silva. I think that's Mickey Fleck. So there's some names that you probably recognize, as well as a whole bunch more who are in there. So check that out if you want a longer video from the week. Then we've got some interview things to talk about. There was another Unclicked podcast this week, this time with Corey Walsh again, but this one had a focus on the news that Corey Walsh shared a couple weeks ago of him coming out, and they talked only about that, and it was a very productive conversation. I feel like anybody who kind of doesn't understand why this was talked about and these things definitely could go over there and learn some things and just maybe get a little bit of insight and see things a little bit differently. Then we've got a bike check from Ryan Nyquist that was also uploaded to Our BMX. After that, we had a video interview with Kyle Carlson of Vital BMX and Jamie Bestwick talking about his new role at Woodward and the changes he's cooking up, where he sees vert riding heading in the future, if he plans to ever compete again, and much more according to the description. I haven't had a chance to listen to this one yet. And then there's an interview up on Dig about the Rad Etnies collaboration. It's called Is This the Most Famous BMX Movie of All Time? And the subtitle there says how Etnies teamed up with Rad for its first ever official product collaboration. There's a few different questions in there with John Pova of Etnies to talk about these things. And if you guys haven't heard yet, you might want to get on it, because if there's anything left from this collaboration that's out there and isn't on eBay yet for incredible prices, you might want to get on it, because it's not going to last much longer if there's even anything to be bought anymore. Let me know what you think of the Alienation Venus Hub if you're interested in picking one up. If you're still waiting in line for a Planetary Clutch System hub, or anything else you might have to say about anything that I talked about in this week's video. I want to thank you guys for being here and watching. And if you're new here or you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button down below while you're leaving a comment so that hopefully we can see you tomorrow for another one. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.